Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance paired up in drills. What are you talking about here?
Well, it was just interesting to see because they have 4 quarterbacks. So seeing those guys, that's I don't know if that's forced or what, but to me it was cool to see. They're retrieving the ball for each other.
Yes.
They're working together. I know it's not a lot, but it's those little things that build the relationship. And so it is cool to see that Jimmy and Lance are working together on all of the drills. One of them's not paired with Sudfeld or Rosen. It was something that caught my eye. Every single drill they did it together all the way through. Jimmy went, then he went, then Jimmy would retrieve the ball, then Lance would retrieve the ball. It was just something that was interesting to me. It was good to see.
I feel like kids these days are just nicer. Like Gen Z kids are nice. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick. 2 years they competed in training camp.
Yeah,
I feel like I never saw them talk on the field. They were in the same group and they were in the same drills, but they were like ships passing in the night. No disrespect, but I don't even see you, man. I don't even see you. I'm focused on doing my thing. I'm focused on winning this job. And I think that's par for the course in pro sports. Like, I'm not going to get in your way, but I don't even see you right now. It's like, I'm in my own world. So that's a good observation. It's cool to see. And I'm not surprised. That's Jimmy's personality. As nice as Alex Smith is, if Colin Kaepernick is going to approach him that way, then Alex Smith's going to approach him the same way. And Kaepernick was always very like Muhammad Ali-ish. Like, I'm pretty, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm going to show it. Trey Lance seems to be a little bit more, I don't know. A little different, I guess. A little different.
I feel like Jimmy, I feel like Alex and Kaepernick were so polar opposite of each other to where Trey and Jimmy are actually very similar when it comes to a demeanor. They're both calm. They're even keel. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good pairing for sure.
And their path is the same.
Yes.
Division 2 to the NFL. Jimmy was originally there to replace Tom Brady. Now he's getting replaced. He understands what an awkward position that is for the kid coming in. Oh, I'm supposed to take your job. Okay. All right. Thanks. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm taking your job. Very nice to meet you. So he gets it and he's doing a good job with it. I like that. I don't know what he's doing behind closed doors, but today he was congenial.
And he has been. I mean, that's, again, the one thing I've said about Jimmy all offseason is that he's very professional. I mean, you cannot knock him for that. You've got to give him a pat on the back. Nobody has handled this situation that he's been in for really the last year and a half. If you go back to the Brady situation, nobody's handled that better or could have handled that better, in my opinion. I mean, you have guys like Cam pouting after a Super Bowl in a press conference.
I was there.
Right. There you go. So those things happen. Jimmy, no, I mean, I would like to see him be a competitor more sometimes. Yeah. But the way that he handles himself, true pro, consummate pro. And at the very least, Trey Lance can learn from that. And like I said, their demeanor is so similar. I think that's the way that Trey's going to carry himself as well.
Grant, you said it was only Trey and 7-on-7 is not Jimmy today. Do you know why they did that? I don't know. Jimmy was 6 for 6. Maybe they were like, well, we just want to get Trey more. I would say, bro, we probably wanted to get Trey more work. I don't know. It seems like one guy's getting prepped for the season. The other guy's getting 6 throws in a day. That's your starting quarterback. You give him, okay. Hey, all right. I don't know. I mean, I would say this too, is Trey needs more work in a 7-on-7 situation where he's forced to be in the pocket. It makes sense for him to be there. So if Jimmy's going to work anything, I mean, 7-on-7 is not going to do anything for a starter in this league. And let's be clear, the whole practice was 11-on-11s. There was one final period with 7-on-7s essentially for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he needs work on it. Maybe that's what it is.
Yep. Or maybe they did hear what people were saying and they did want to show off a little bit. Like, hey,
hey man, you were a little too hard. It was 2 throws and 7-on-7s. He's actually very good. Let's do it right in front of the media. That's what I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
They did the whole practice 70 yards away, and then right at the very end, Trey Lance 7-on-7s right in front of you. What do you think of this? First throw, deep throw to George Kittle. That's planned. They're like, all right, we're good. The whole practice is planned. And they planned out, we're going to do it away from the media, but at the very end, we're going to have him there, the first throw deep. You're going to nail it. They're going to ride it. You're going to look great. Yeah, man. Absolutely. So he must have been tearing it up the last few days for them to feel that confident.
Jimmy Ward must have went over to him and been like, listen, coach, He's not digging Trey. He thinks he can throw high 7-on-7s. Let's show a little something here.
What if they delegated watching my show to Jimmy Ward? Like someone on this team's got to have to watch this dude.
Jimmy, you gotta watch the official Grant Cohn scout. I love it.
Hey man, Kwaski's talking about you, man. Real quick before we move on, so I like to jump into the YouTube thing now for the press conferences. It's amazing. Yeah. It's like a whole thing. And what I noticed is a lot of people are talking about Chardal on that thing at all times. Unreal, man. Unreal.
As they should be.
As they should be, man. But I love life is so great. Like now Chardal's a star. Of course he is. As he freaking should be, man. Life is everything good has happened. All the good things. I'm so
it's not
going
to be long before we see the Chardal gifts. Just letting you know right now. It's coming.
As it should be. Camille says, my 2 favorite Grant and Jessie question for y'all. In a perfect world, Treys, legit, what's the peak trade value we can get with Jimmy?
There's a lot that goes into this. Does he actually start this year? Does he finish the year? Like, let's lay out all 3 scenarios.
Well, he's saying peak. He's saying peak. So let's start with that scenario.
Okay.
He plays the whole year and somehow puts up better numbers in 2019 would be the peak.
They go to the playoffs, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's worth a first rounder.
There you go.
I'd say, late first round. I don't think anything crazy, but maybe we have to throw in a third to get the first rounder. Yeah, I'd say he's worth the first rounder in that scenario.
And if he takes him back to the Super Bowl and loses, maybe he's worth – I mean, he's definitely worth a first at that point. Maybe if he gets to the playoffs and loses first round, maybe 2 twos. I mean, that's what Alex Smith went for with the Niners. He went for 2 twos. I mean, and he only played, half a season that year?
Yeah.
Maybe if Jimmy can't get hurt. He can't get hurt.
No, Jimmy cannot get hurt. If Jimmy gets hurt,
it's over.
That might be worse than being the backup.
That's true. It's a good point. Getting beat out by Trey Lance would be actually better for him than getting hurt again.
Especially if Trey plays really well and Jimmy's a good soldier all year, that could drive up his trade value a little bit as well. Because I would say now, I think he's worth maybe a fourth. But in that scenario, if he's a good soldier, Trey Lance looks great, you might be able to get a third out of it, So, but him getting hurt, that's worst case. I mean, at that point, you're cutting him.
All right. Yep. God, there's a lot of players in this team that are like one more injury away from being looked at totally differently. I mean, Bosa's in that boat. There's a lot of guys.